Hey, yo, this is the second part of the video. I ran out of space, so I had to restart a new video. But picking up where I just left off, right, or kind of going back into the next part, what I wanted to speak about is bringing up the saying of peace, right? Because that some people may not understand. Like, what do you mean peace? When I say peace, they may think, oh, what are you leaving? Nah, because the only way in which most people know peace is as something they say before they leave, right? But so why do you greet people with peace? All right, I'm gonna tell y'all. It's because I come in with peace and I leave with peace, right? I bring peace wherever I go, and if you enter within my cipher, that's what's gonna be. That's gonna be the the order of the day. Peace, the absence of confusion, right? But going back to it, right? They some people may not understand it, but that's a part of my culture, right? That's a part of our culture, right? Is the greeting of peace. We also have that's our universal greeting, right, within our culture. The peace, as I just said, is the absence of confusion. So when we come in with peace and we leave with peace. So anytime you say, "Hey, what's up? What's up?" I say peace. Or if you hear someone say, "Hey, yo, peace, God, peace, peace, earth," right? You saying that because that's our greeting within our own culture, right? So that's one of the customs within our own culture that we have. That's our universal greeting, right? And that's all. There's also, or when you hear As-Salaam-Allikum or Wa alaikum salam, right? What does that mean? That's Arabic for peace. Peace be upon you. Oh, also upon you must be that peace, right? So As-Salaam-Allikum, peace or anything like that. That all means the same thing, and that's why we use it, right? So if you hear me say As-Salaam-Allikum, brother, the proper response to that is Wa alaikum salam, right? But which means peace. It's saying peace be upon you, and then it's saying also be upon you, right? And then when I say peace, right, if you response to that would also be, hey, yo, peace, right? If I say peace, God, hey, yo, peace, God, right? And then going with that in the song. Why do we say peace, God? Because we teach the black man is God, right? Because the original man is the Asiatic black man, and we the physical manifestation of God, right? God is no spirit or mystery God who lives out in outer space. I mean, if there is one, show it to me, but you can't, right? And we've looked for trillions of years for a mystery God, and ain't never even found one. So, I'm going with only what I know and understand. But the black man is God, and the black woman is the earth. The original man is an Asiatic black man. When we say Asiatic, we're not talking about no Asians. We saying that the original man was the Asiatic black man. I'm an Asiatic. If you a black person, you're Asiatic too, right? The original woman is the Asiatic. The original woman is the Asiatic black woman, right? She is Allah's most beautiful creation and Allah's most prized possession. So we must always guard her and protect her, right? And uplift her and draw her up to her fullest equality, mentally and physically. But that's breaking down what that means, right? When we say peace. So peace isn't something that we just say, oh yeah, da da da. It's not something to be cool about. This is an aspect of our culture. So if you're using that or taking from our culture, that's not right. If you live in our culture, right, you could use that. That's what we use as our greeting, right? It isn't nothing to be treated as something cool to say or something to make yourself sound smart. That's stealing from our culture. None of us stand for that. So we always must go out and teach that truth, right? We must always go out and represent to the fullest of our culture and make sure that no one's treating that, right? Because just as our woman, we must protect our culture, right? We always must do this. We live upon the earth. We pick the best part for ourselves, right? So we must take the best part out of any situation and always persevere and survive. But also building on today's degree, dealing with putting wisdom before the knowledge. But another practical application of today's degree, if we look in the student enrollment, Number two, who was the color man? The color man, the Caucasian man, the Yaakov's the devil, skunk of the planet Earth. Number one, who was the original man? The original man is the Asiatic black man, the maker, the owner, the cream of the planet Earth, God of the universe. Right? So this for all any of the guys out here and stuff to remember, and anyone who's teaching, right? Myself included, to always remember. If we dealing with putting wisdom before knowledge, which we should never do, when we're teaching, because I'm talking about in this video, we're teaching, right? We teaching the 85 We cannot teach the devil before we teach God. We must teach knowledge of self. Both are very, very important, and we need to know about them, but we must teach more about God and who we are. Because if you teaching about the devil all the time, that's just negativity. You got to balance that out. But it's very important that we teach people of knowledge of self before. Because when you look at all of it, the black man is the foundation of all things in existence, right? There's no life that exists without the black man. Tell who is the father of the black man? I'm not gonna say. I'm not gonna say. Oh, you can't show it to me. Show it to me. If you show it to me, then you're right. But you can't. I don't care who you are. If you a scientist, even the devil scientists can't prove it, right? Anyone who says otherwise, that the black man had a father, is a liar, right? They're a product of Yakub, even if they black, right? Because Yakub had followers. Who was his followers? They was black people. He eventually, over 600 years, even after he died, he had his laborers keep continuing that shit. But even after he died, his followers turned into white folks, right? Or his followers created white folks. Who were the nurses who put pins in babies' heads? They was black. So a product or a laborer of Yakub, which is the devil, right? So the original man has no birth record, right? He has no mother nor father. His age goes into the trillions. So if you can find me a person who birthed the self-created black man, we self-created, right? Because Allah created the black man, right? And Allah is none other than the black man. So the black man is self-created, right? So we must be self-sustainable because our culture is infinite, our birth is infinite, right? We must fall in line with that shit. But going back to that, so the foundation of our life being a black man, meaning that's the first thing we have to teach, right? What's the first degree in 1 to 10? Who is the original man, right? So it's very important that we teach that first. We first have to teach who we are. Because I can teach someone of the devil, and if they don't know who they themselves are, they can, they're going to be out here, confused. But peace is the absence of confusion, as I've said multiple times. But going within this, right, we must teach that before. So just as we should not put wisdom before the knowledge, we have to teach. We shouldn't start off, and I start off, but we shouldn't teach who the devil is before we teach who we are. We need knowledge of self first, and then we need knowledge of the devil so we can't fall victim to him, right? So we got to put an emphasis on who the foundation is. We shouldn't put wisdom before the knowledge, or put the who's the colored man before we say who is the original man. So today's mathematics born understanding. So we must understand the fact that we must teach who we are before we teach who they are, right? Because we're the foundation. We can never forget that. And with this culture and with these teachings, we have the ability to put ourselves on top, put ourselves in the highest position of everything, mentally and physically, the highest position of mental elevation, the highest elevation of consciousness, and the highest elevation of righteousness, which is which is a high level of awareness. And clothing is to clothe you from unawareness. So we must surround ourselves, right? And we must always come in with peace and leave with peace. So just as I greeted you with the greeting words of peace, I'm going to leave out with the greeting words of peace and leave you with these jewels. And I will that this was able to bring you to a better understanding. I come in the righteous name of Emira, and peace to all the gods on the earth. So I send all my high vibrations, my frequencies, and my positive energy, and my righteous nature towards y'all. It's up to y'all to take that upon your own self and do your own research, and always cross-examine and finally use your own proper judgment to see what is the truth, right? And when you know what can be right and exact, you can stand upon that, right? I know 120 to be right and exact. I know the teachings of the most honorable Elijah Muhammad, which was taught to him by the most honorable Farad Muhammad, who is the most, to whom all praises due forever, but who is Allah and who came in a person, right? And I know that ought to be right and exact. So from that I stand and I build, not by adding on and taking away from what they said, but by using what they said that build on and add on to life and destroy and take away from the negativity that exists within the black community, and to separate white from black, because we cannot peacefully exist together. Look at our entire history. We've been nothing but gotten raped, gotten burned, gotten lynched, gotten our genitals mutilated and cut off, and gotten killed in the worst of treatment. Look at their entire history. They've done nothing but deceive. And Christianity did not come from God. It was a creation from the white race to deceive and try to destroy the black race and keep us from the knowledge of self. So peace to all the gods and the earth for this bond.